right, you guys, I am super excited about today's call. We have Michaela Evans, and she is going to be talking to us about a topic that I think is so important. It's about finding yourself. Michaela is a new coach. She's a teacher. She has the cutest little baby ever, but she's the cutest. And something stuck out to me. We were at retreat. She came to our team retreat. And something stuck out to me. She said something about how she's a teacher and she loves being a teacher. And so it's hard for her, how do you define who you are? When you introduce yourself to people when you're talking, you say you're a coach, you say you're a teacher. How do you address that? And so this month we're talking about branding yourself. And I think this is a really good topic for her to talk about because I think that she has a lot, and I think she has a lot to teach us. Like, I'm super pumped about this. So I'm not going to take much more time. I'm going to turn this time over to you, Michaela, and you can share your screen, and we're excited to hear from you.
Okay, I'm sorry. I think I had a little echo from Michaela, so sorry if there was a little delay there. Let me get my screen share open really quick. I'm new at all this, so give me just a second. Okay, you guys, I'm super excited and super nervous to do this call today. I have a Mac Mini. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but it's like a Mac that you plug into a different monitor screen. And so I have it plugged into a TV screen, so that's why you can't see me, but I can screen share with you. So hopefully this is good and it's working. So really quick, I'm just going to introduce myself a little bit. This is me and my husband, Zach, and this is our cute little baby, Mackley. She is almost 8 months old, and she's super fantastic. And that kind of leads into my coaching why. I had her in October, and while I was well, first of all, like Michaela said, I'm a teacher, and so I was in my second year of teaching when I had her. And I was home with her after she was born 5 weeks early. We had a little bit of extra time of maternity leave, which was awesome. So I got to be home with her. And while I was home, I was kind of scrolling through Facebook and I saw Brittany's, some of her Beachbody posts. And I'd seen them before and just kind of thought like, oh, good for her. She's doing something great. Like, that's awesome. But this time, for some reason, when I saw it, I was like, oh my goodness, I wonder if that could get me home with this little cutie sooner. Because as much as I love teaching, I love Mackley to death, and I love the time I get with her. So I decided, oh, I'm so sorry. So I decided that I was going to talk to Brittany and see if that was something that I could work out. And I talked to her and I got really, really excited about it. And that was probably in November or December. And it took me until January, the end of January, before I signed up, just because of my husband job switching and things like that. We couldn't make it work. But I've been super excited since I talked to her. And so it's super fun to actually be on a team call now and getting to share some cool stuff with you guys. So I'm going to jump into our topic today, which is branding yourself. And this was, like Michaela said, this was kind of something that was tough for me because I'm not sure exactly how to brand myself, or I wasn't sure. At the retreat, she mentioned that I did ask, I said, well, I'm a teacher, so when people ask, what do I do? What am I supposed to say? Am I supposed to say I'm a teacher? Am I supposed to say that I'm a Beachbody coach? And I still am trying to like figure out how to go about that, because right now it's easy. I'm not teaching right now, so it's easy to talk about Beachbody more, but I do need to figure out how to go about that a little bit better. But I'm excited to talk about this because it gave me the opportunity to kind of research a little bit more and research who I am and how to brand myself. So why is branding yourself important? I think this is really cool to think about and talk about, because it's just like if you were going to go to the store and pick up some shampoo or some conditioner or some lotion. When you get there, there are several different brands and different types and different options you can choose from. And I think that compares to coaching. There are so many coaches. There are thousands of coaches. So what makes you different and what makes you somebody that other people want to go be with to coach them. So we've got to figure out what sets us apart and what makes us stand out, so that when so to say, like, they're standing there trying to pick what brand they want, they're going to look at you and say, she's what I want, or this is what I want. And that's why we need to brand ourselves and figure out who we are and who we want to follow us. So defining who you are, like, who are you? What are you all about? What are your hobbies? What are your interests? What's your family like? Are you religious? Do you want to use part of that? Definitely coaching needs to be part of who you are if this is like how you want to work the business. If you want to make it go far, then you've got to pull coaching into that. So thinking about what really makes you you is how you're going to find your brand. So I had to stop and really think about what I wanted to do, because Brittany, my coach, Brittany, always says you need to find 5 things to rotate through, like, that are you. And for some reason, it was really easy for me to think of 3 things, but then I was kind of stumped. Like, I'm a mom, I love my family, I'm a Beachbody coach, and my other thing that I was using a lot was that I was a teacher. I was kind of using that to brand myself as well. And so when she challenged me to find 5, it kind of threw me off. And even talking to my husband just barely, he's like, do you even have hobbies? Like, I think your hobbies work. So it was actually pretty hard for me to figure out 5 things that I could rotate through. But then I did think about religion. And so I'm going to try using more of that and posting more about my LDS faith. And then I also decided that my last thing is going to start being my story. I haven't shared a lot of my story, and that's because it kind of makes me a little bit nervous. Part of why I wanted to be a coach is because I have this kind of weird little fear of getting overweight, because it's kind of a family tradition. Not that that's a good thing, but my mom and my grandma both got really overweight after having kids, and my grandma has now kind of gone the opposite way. She's almost anorexic, but she's 81 years old and still kicking, so I guess that's okay. But my mom is still overweight, and she has diabetes, and she's not very happy, and she wishes she could do more, and she's always talking about how she wants to fix it, but she just can't do it. And I don't ever want to get to that point. And so that's kind of part of my story of why I'm coaching and why I'm doing what I'm doing, because I want to help people. But it's hard for me to share that because I don't want to offend my mom. So my new challenge for myself is to find a way to go about sharing that story without calling her out. And just figuring out this call, I decided to do that. So if you see my posts, you can let me know if I'm doing a good job of that. But I'm excited to add that part to my things that define me. And I challenge you that if you don't have 5, or you only have 1 or 2, like, switch it up and try to find more things that you can share about and that can brand you. Because the other thing that is really important to remember is that it's going to change. So like I said, I was talking about being a teacher a lot and kind of posting about that, but now I'm not a teacher. It's summer. I get to be home with my baby. Things are changing. Like, so that's going to change all the time. And as you do your personal development, you're going to change. Things are going to change about you and the way you look at things and what you want to do with your life. So don't be afraid to let it change. And I challenge you, if you've had the same ones for a long time, like you've been coaching for a while and you're still posting about the same things, maybe go back and look at it and see if there's anything else you can change and add to it that's still you, that's still going to feed into the people that you're helping, the people you're coaching, but maybe switch it up a little bit. Just to see if things have changed for you, so that you're not just staying the same all the time. But definitely, like, coaching has to stay the same. But everything else, I think, is okay to switch it up. So we're going to switch over now to gaining confidence with sharing and with being you. I'm going to start with another story that I shared at retreat. So I'm sorry for those of you that were there and already heard this. But I used to be incredibly, incredibly shy and self-conscious and worried about what people thought about me. I was the girl in class that sat in the like wherever she could to not be noticed. I did not raise my hand ever. I had 2 or 3 friends that were my best friends, and if they weren't there, I sat by myself at lunch. I'm not going to talk to anybody new. And I was like that for a long time. And I think it was probably junior high, high school that I got to the point where I did not like that. I did not like that that's how I was. I wanted to be more outgoing. I wanted to be able to talk to people I didn't know. And it was just too hard at that point. Everybody already knew who I was. They knew I was really shy and quiet, so I was too scared. I did join the drill team in high school, and that helped a lot. I had a lot of friends there, and I was more able to be myself around all of them, but it was still hard to branch out and talk to people I didn't know. And then my last year of high school, I did the Miss Santaquin pageant, and I actually ended up winning that, and I was Miss Santaquin in 2011, and that really is where there was a lot of change in my life, where I became proud of who I was, and I was okay with being me, and I didn't really care what people thought anymore, and I was just willing to be me, and I totally like switched from being really shy to really outgoing. Now I like to be the center of attention. I like to have fun. I like to meet people, and it's just way more fun. So not that if you are shy, it's not, but I just wanted to share that a little bit so that you know that it is possible to gain that confidence, even if you're struggling with it. It's okay to be you. So now these quotes that are up here, these are both from Dr. Seuss. I love him. Surprise being a teacher, right? But this first one says, "Today you are you, that's truer than true. There is no one alive who is youer than you." And I love this because I feel like it fits in with our defining who you are. Define who you are and be proud of it. Be true to it, because there's no one else that's you. So don't be scared to be you. Just be you and have fun, and those people are going to connect to you, and that's our goal. We want people to connect to us and see our brand and want to follow and be like us, because we're fun and we're out there putting ourselves out there so they can connect. This last one actually really helped when I was in high school. Like I just told you about how I was so shy in high school. This one was on my health teacher's wall, and I would read it every single day and think to myself, oh my goodness, why do I care? And so it kind of started my transition to breaking out of my little shell. But it's, be who you are and say what you feel, because those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. And this is another thing that I think is big for me, because sometimes I think about coaching and posting all the time and what people are thinking, and are they going to still want to be my friend when they see all my Beachbody posts? And my sister makes fun of me when I post workout videos, and I just think, you know what, those that matter don't mind, and they're going to be excited for me, and they're going to be watching me and wanting help sometimes. So just remember that those who matter aren't going to care. And if there's people who do care, then it's okay. That's all right. It's not for them right now. Just be you and be excited about it. Let me switch to this one. Okay, so sharing it. Oh, 1 second. I'm going to go back to this for a second. So your gaining confidence is also going to come from doing your vital behaviors, especially doing our proof of the product. If you are working out and you are drinking your Shakeology, you're going to be excited to share it with other people, because it is so life-changing. Like, I love my personal development. I love my workouts. I love my Shakeology, and I'm not the best at sharing them right now, but I'm so excited about it that I think I overshare it, and so I don't. But just make sure you're doing that and being proof, because that's part of who you are and part of your brand. So make sure you're sticking that in there as well. So our last thing is sharing it. We need to have them connect to you. In a call, I listened to another training. I actually can't remember her name right now, but it was really great. And she talked about how it doesn't matter what other coaches are doing, you need to worry about what you're doing, because like I said, there's so many coaches. We don't want to be just like another coach. Like, Michaela is awesome at sharing her stuff. Like, I can almost tell you what she's going to post about every day, and I love reading her posts, but I can't post the same thing she is, because I'm different than her. Same thing with Brittany and all of you guys on our team. Like, we're all posting great things, but we can't try to be anybody else. We just have to be us. Let them connect with us, because we're going to be the ones that they're going to be working with, and they want to see that person. So if I'm posting every day and being myself, then they're going to be more willing to follow me. If I'm trying to be Michaela, well, then they might as well go join Michaela. So just remember that don't try to be somebody else. Just be you and be excited about it and love it. And I know I've said that like 80 times, but that's because it's important. So find your own way of sharing. One of the other things I listened to was saying how she even tries to kind of post the same way, so that when people see her post, they don't even have to read her name. They just know it's her. She uses the same color schemes, the same like way she types it out and everything. They just know as soon as they see it that it's her, and that way they can connect to her and know and look for her posts when they're trying to find out where she is and what she's doing. And I thought that was really cool. I have one more thing for you guys, but first I just want to kind of wrap up what we talked about. So we talked about defining who you are and figuring out those 5 things that stand out to you, those things you're passionate about, those things that matter the most to you, and then being confident with it. If you're not confident with the things you're sharing, like I wasn't, then it's going to be a lot harder. I'm really excited to do my post this week because I've come through and actually figured out what I want to do. So if you're still unsure and still a little iffy about it, then sit down and really think about it and decide like what's going to make you excited to share and post with people, and then go from there. Be confident with it and just have fun with it. And then our last thing is sharing it with others. And I think sharing it is going to make our other vital of inviting a lot easier, because they're already going to know who you are. So when you go and make that hey girl or that connection with them, they're already able to say like, hey, I've seen this about you and you've done this and this and this. Or you can use that like, oh, have you seen this post about this? And yeah, I'm doing the same thing or whatever. And it just makes it a lot easier to do your connections. So all of these things like also tie in with our vital behaviors, which is kind of awesome because they really are vital behaviors. So to end, I have a inspiring video, I guess you could say. So let me see if I can figure out how to get that to work really quick. I have to switch screen shares, I'm sorry. So this is by Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I don't know if any of you have seen it, but it is awesome. So I'm just going to let you listen to this to end today, and it can tie into pretty much anything, but I want you to think about it with your success with Beachbody and what we've kind of been talking about today with branding yourself.
Hey, Michaela.
Yes?
Is there supposed to be sound to your video?
Yes, is it not working?
So I just wanted to make sure. Because I can read it, I just wanted to make sure.
Okay. Is that working?
I can't hear anything.
Ah, no. Okay, well, maybe.
We can post it in the comment section.
Yeah, I'll do that.
But that works. Because it looks amazing. I'm sure it's amazing.
It's super great. I'm sorry it's not working, guys.
No, you're so fine. Technology sometimes is pain in the butt. Okay, do you want me to just post the link and if you want it, we can just do that?
Okay, well, that's all I have. So I will post that in the comments. I'm sorry that didn't work, guys. But thanks.
Okay, guys. Okay. Seriously, that's all. If you, I don't know, go back and listen to it. Rockstar, right there. Seriously, so inspiring. A few of my takeaways are, my favorite one was share your story because it's so important. It defines you, and you are your brand. So I think that is so important. I love what she said about love who you are, and she kept reiterating that throughout her entire call, because it's true. You've got to love who you are, and you've got to love what you do, because when you do, you're not scared to, you're not scared to share yourself. And then my other favorite post or quote from her was, or topic that she talked about was keeping your posts similar so that people automatically know who you are. Because there are a lot of coaches out there that you don't even have to see their name. You know exactly who they are because they have defined themselves. They are staying true to who they are. Michaela, thank you so much for this call. Seriously, so good. I have so many notes. We're so lucky to have you on this crew. We'll post the video that she was going to share in the comment section below. I encourage you all to watch it and listen to it, and we'll see you next week.